the loneliness of the sport of boxing. On the right, in the yellow trunks, is the champion of the world for the WBA Welterweight division. Donald Curry, the Cobra from Fort Worth, Texas. You won't see a better fighter fighting today. He's here in Birmingham, England, as we give you this live shot. His opponent is the #1 contender. And his fellow Welshmen now are doing a little parody of a tune that we've all heard with the words of Colin Jones. That's his name. He is adored. Capacity crowd at the arena here in Birmingham, England. And round 1 is underway. WBA scoring rules, the 10-point must. You have 2 judges and the referee doing the scoring. The referee is Ismael Fernandez of Puerto Rico, a veteran of championship bouts. It was figured that Colin Jones in the red trunks would not be quite as aggressive at the start. Look at Donald Curry now. He is analytical in the first round, but he's opening up early. Beautiful combinations, finding the chin of Colin Jones. It was a man in the red trunks that came astonishingly close to winning the WBC title against Milt McCrory. A draw and a split decision, 12-round loss. He's had 2 fights since, but he hasn't fought for 7 months. Repair done to the deep cuts that he had over the right eye. That'll be one of the things we'll look for here in this bout, if he can stay uncut against the Cobra from Fort Worth. Curry has had 20 professional bouts. He's won them all. 14 knockouts. Colin Jones, 29 fights, 26 wins, 2 losses and a draw, and 23 knockouts. He is particularly powerful with that left hand. They're staying well within the punching range, which is surprising me a little bit today in this 18-by-18-foot ring in Birmingham. And standing almost toe-to-toe and challenging the contender is the champion. A little surprised by his leaning forward with the wide stance. In other words, come on, throw a punch so I can counter with power. And there's a left hook. That's Jones's best punch, a left hook to the body, partially caught on the bicep of Donald Curry in the yellow trunks. This is the first round. Faster pace than we had anticipated, because normally Curry will take his time, feel out his man, figure out where the punches come from what angles. That punch was a little low. It was a first left hook that Curry has thrown to the body. Listen to this crowd. A sellout for weeks, 11,500. 5,000 have driven 2 hours from Wales to come to this inland city of Birmingham. What a variety of punches Donald Curry possesses. The complete arsenal, a textbook fighter, technically superb. He has a 2-inch reach in the jabs. There you saw a beautiful 1-2. Both punches are a little short, but then follows up with a left hook. The red area now above the right eye of Colin Jones in the red trunks. Cheering loudly right behind me, just inches away, his mother and father, Raymond and Nora Jones. Less than 30 seconds remaining in round 1, and already a very pale Colin Jones in the red trunks. His face is beet red. But you will notice that Colin Jones will not take a backward step. About 5 seconds, and they'll get a 1-minute rest. Now round 2, observe and appreciate the natural talent of Donald Curry, who just threw that beautiful right hand. He's in the yellow trunks, the champion from Fort Worth. 20 fights undefeated, all 20. But remember, Colin Jones has fought them all too. He had a loss on a foul because he hit after the bell, and then a split decision loss to Milt McCrory for the title. Now a slight nosebleed on a very large nose of Colin Jones. You just joined us in the first round. Donald Curry, the champion, just peppered the face in particular of the contender, the challenger. These pictures live from Birmingham, England, the first championship bout here ever. It's the first million-pound gate in Great Britain for boxing, practically where it started. Listen to these Welshmen. They're stomping their feet, calling for Colin Jones to do something. But Colin now is sort of going into a bit of a shell. And rightfully so. He has some defensive skills with his hands held high. But Curry's punches are so fast. Quick hands. He just, with the left jab, nearly tore the head off of Jones just a moment ago. Another one. And then a right hand. But look at Jones fight back. Thus far, there are no cuts. Neither fighter's been knocked down. Should there be a knockdown, there is a mandatory 8 count, WBA rules, as we've reached the halfway point of round 2. It's scheduled for 15. The Welshman cheer, but both those hooks were caught in the arm of Curry in yellow. Ishmael Fernandez of Puerto Rico is the referee, a veteran of 10 World Championship fights. He is Judge 22. We have Priami, the Italian judge, just off to our left, and Ovi Ovesen of Denmark is the second judge. 8-ounce gloves, raised gloves. They are not using much of this 18-foot ring. Donald Curry's family, boxing family, felt that the bout might go as little as 2 rounds, at most 6. Perhaps he's following their wishes and not quite fighting the fight that he normally fights, where he is more of a boxer. He is setting himself up now as a puncher. Of course, if you can land right hands like that, you're liable to put your opponent down. We're inside the last 30 seconds of round 2. Jones, as we said, has not fought in 7 months. Might be a little rusty. Whereas Curry, who landed that left jab and then a right hand, fought in September against La Rocca. We'll be back for the World WBA Welterweight Championship. We're looking at Donald Curry in the yellow trunks on the left, going against the contender, the #1 contender, Colin Jones of Gorsinen, Wales. 26 wins, 23 knockouts, 2 defeats, whereas the 1980 member of the Olympic team, which never got to compete in Moscow, Donald Curry, has had 20, and look at the quickness of those hands. Donald Curry, superb Donald Curry, giving Colin Jones a boxing lesson. Perhaps trying to slug a little bit too much, as if to end it perhaps too early, and allowing himself to be open. Jones in red possesses a stinging left jab, but his best punch is a left hook to the body. Of all the skills Curry possesses, the defensive skills could rank #1. Oh, those are whistling right hands. Slipping away is Jones, not catching the full effect. That is a counter-punching, courageous Welshman. As the Welshmen cheer for their fighter, we'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round we'll be taking a station break. Pictures telling a beautiful story of the type of fight that it is. Perhaps some blood, which we saw late in the first round, trickling from the nose of Jones. He has an abrasion, it appears, midway point of his nose, because punches are coming from every angle. Thus far, the area above his red eye is only red. It has not been busted open again as it was in his last fight, which reportedly required surgery. But there is a cut on the bridge of the nose, and it is bleeding. Donald Curry trying to go to the body to drop that left hand so he can get the right through. And Curry, by pressuring Jones, doesn't allow him to get set to unload with heavy punches. Curry's right on top of him. This is the 3rd round. Look at those jabs. We'll return with more of ABC's Wide World of Sports coverage of the WBA World Welterweight Championship after this from our local station. All right, we've moved to the 4th round of this scheduled World Championship welterweight bout for 15. Cut on the bridge of the nose and again bleeding. And Colin Jones knows that this fight is his last chance for a world title. And now with the cut on his nose and a constant nosebleed, We may have another cut now around the right eye. And wisely, Ishmael Fernandez calls in the ring doctor. There are two of them here, Dr. David Target and Dr. Michael Abdu. They are both there looking, and the referee, of course, will take the advice of the medical men. Oh, the doctor has said no way, and Colin Jones weeps. Colin Jones weeping, frustrated, and beer bottles now are being thrown here into the ring. We may have to take cover. A little more. Oh, my God, there's one just flew by, Sarah Harrison and me. The Welshmen now are upset at the decision, as so often is the case when a fight ends early. But if they were close to the bout, as we are, here at ringside, and saw the deep cut on the bridge of the nose, the area around his right eye, he was being incessantly punched by a great champion, Donald Curry of Fort Worth, Texas. Two doctors observing and quickly told the referee to stop the bout. And the crown is on, and still undefeated WBA World Welterweight Champion Donald Curry with his trainer, Paul Reyes. Let's go back and take a look at some of the punches that added to the damage that Colin Jones sustained at the beginning. It started in the first round, really, and then in the third round, the deep cut on his nose. The rapidity of Curry's punches. No way for a fighter to even back away from them alone, let alone block. Let's take another angle look at those punches. So an early ending to a scheduled 15-rounder, and there you see Curry. He is just getting inside Jones's defenses without any problem at all. And the blood was flowing so much that it may have impaired the vision of the Welshman, who was trying for the third time to gain a world championship. We're going to be talking to Donald Curry, the man who wins his 21st consecutive fight, 15th, long within the distance, the scheduled distance, and we'll be back to talk to him. Soon we'll be returning to Jim McKay in Stanford, California. But right now the story is this man, the Cobra from Fort Worth. Congratulations, champ.
Thank you, Chris. It was a very tough fight than what I expected. I came out, and I didn't know what kind of plan I was going to use, so as soon as I got in the ring, I just took it to him.
You know, you surprised me. I didn't think you'd start quite that fast, knowing your excellent style, but it was the right one.
Well, like I said, when I got in the ring, I just said, hey, I got to take it to this guy. I didn't really want to box. The mat was kind of uneven, so I didn't want to lay out and box. I wanted to stay inside and working from inside because he threw a lot of looping punches.
Did he get any heavy punches through on you at all?
Well, he hit me a couple of times, but it never hurted me. You know, I felt the punch, but, it didn't bother me.
Well, it came at 36 seconds of the fourth round. Some in your camp thought it would be the second round, others 6, so you surprised them all. What are your plans now? Dave Gorman, your manager, and here's Paul Reyes that's been with you since you were 10 years old.
Yeah, that's right. They've been with me. They've grown with me through boxing, through my boxing career. So, and I'm kind of happy with the outcome. I won, I thought, impressively. And I think now that I'm the king of boxing, and I'm pound for pound, I think I'm the best boxer in the world.
I agree. What about going up a step in weight? I know you have a goal of perhaps 3 titles.
Well, yeah, I want to move up to junior middleweight and fight as a middleweight, too. I want to win 3 titles. That's my goal. And junior middleweights, look out. Here I come.
Well, the dejection of Colin Jones was something. And champ, you joined some Fort Worth champions, pals of mine, Byron Nelson, Ben Hogan, and Johnny Rutherford, and you're made of the same stuff as they are.
Thank you, Chris.
Good luck down the road. The champion, Donald Curry, still undefeated. What a champion he is. Now, we're going back to Stanford, California. Here is Jim McKay.